Okay. Now, so yesterday we have seen that what is the major difference between your artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI. And I also explained you what is the agentic AI. So today we are going to look at the life cycle of data science. Okay, let me show you the life cycle of artificial intelligence. Okay, now see, and so whenever we look at anything, so there is a life cycle is associated with that. Okay, definitely there will be a life cycle is connected with that. So in the same way, the artificial intelligence or data science has its own life cycle. Okay, now let me tell you what we are having the life cycle of data science. Data science or artificial intelligence, anything you can say it as, or artificial intelligence. Here I will put it as or data science. Okay, now first is foremost. Now data science, now we have seen the entire process of artificial intelligence and data science over here. So what we can understand is data plays a very, very crucial role over here. So getting the data is a first priority over here. That is, I'm going to say it as um, data collection. Now, this data collection, we can also call it as data wrangling. Data wrangling is nothing but data collection. Okay, that's the term. Now, on what basis you're going to collect the data? So the data has to be collected based on a business requirement. So first, you should understand the business requirement. Based on the business requirement, we are going to perform the data collection. Okay, once we have done it with the data collection, okay, we are having something called as data mining, sorry, data exploration or exploration of data or data exploration, anything we can say it. So first you will collect the data, then we are going to perform the data exploration, and once you have done with the data exploration, we will be doing the data cleansing. That is nothing but cleaning. Data cleaning is called as data cleansing. Okay, now once again you will understand the business requirement. That is, business requirement is nothing but the client requirement. Based on the client requirement, we are going to collect the data, which is called as data wrangling, or we also call it as data munging. Okay, uh, like we can also call this one as data. I will write it down, not a problem. Now data, next data exploration, and then we will do the data cleaning. Okay, and then we will do step by step process, one by one, and then we will do the data mining. Okay, we will do the data mining over here. Data mining is nothing but you will go through the data and you will try to extract the insights of the data. So meaningful insights or insights of the data, which helps us to take the right decision. Okay, that's what we will be doing. This is our first part. You can take it as this is our first part. Okay. Now there will be second part over here. That is, we call it as model building. Now, after this, you will be having a pretty much like almost perfect data with you. And I explained you in the last classes what is the core mechanism of artificial intelligence is. You will create a model. Model is nothing but it is a program based on the algorithm. You will pass it on the data to that model. And once you pass on the data to the model, model will learn from the data. Okay, the model will learn from the data and it will become intelligent. After that, you can ask the questions on this particular data. It will start giving you the answers. That is the actual core mechanism. Whatever you take it, as I told you, if you take it machine learning, deep learning, Gen AI, whatever it may be, this is the one. Okay, clear? So now, okay, now, so we are going to create the model and now we got the proper data over here. Once we have done with the entire first process, we got the proper data. Now what we are doing, we are going to give the data to the model. But first we have to build the model. Okay. Now, as I told you many times, that the building of the model is a very, very simple process. Okay, it's like only 2 lines or 3 lines we require. That I will do it today and I will show you. So even though if you are non-technical background, or you have never touched the Python, or you don't know how to do the ML and all those things, you can easily understand it. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, now we are going to give the data to the model and model will understand it. Okay, that's what is actually get the now here. That's what I'm doing it. We finished with the data and we are building the model. I'll show you today how to build the model. And model training. Training the model is you are giving the data to the model and model will learn from the data. Okay, then afterwards what we are going to do it is model testing. You are going to test the model by checking its knowledge over the data. We are checking its knowledge over the what all the things it learned from the data is really suitable for us or not. That's what we are going to check it out. Next one is model building, model training, model testing, and I will give it as prediction and deployment. Okay, this is all about our second part. So this is our first part and this is our second part. Okay, now this is our entire life cycle of data science or AI, artificial intelligence. Now, if you check it out over here, this is my first part, right? This is our first part. Okay. Now, this is my second part. Okay. Now, the first part, whatever is there over here. Okay. This first part, we usually call it as data analysis. The first part. The second part, what is there over here, we call it as data analytics. Okay, I will put it on over here. This is my first part. Okay, analysis. This we will call it as data analytics. Okay. This is data analysis, this data analytics. Now, immediately you will get a point in your mind that what is this data analysis and what is this data analytics? What is the difference between them? Okay, see, they are like, you can take it as very closely related, guys. These two are very, very closely related. So let me explain you with an example. Okay, a simple example I will give it. So you take it as, now just imagine you are having a business of your own, or let's take it, you started a business. Obviously, when you started the business, and okay, there were some investors who supported you. When you started the business was doing very good initially. It started from here. Okay, now it started in like 2015, let's take it, and it ended on like today is 2025, let's take it. Okay, now your business started with a profit and it went on like this. Okay, now your business is over here. This is a point. Okay, now this is the lowest point of your business till now. So in the middle, your business was doing really very good over here. Maybe this you can take it as maybe around 20 2020 or something like this. And since then, you know, um, since then your business was gradually falling down. Okay, it is this, and it went on and it gradually falling down. So this is what exactly happened with your business. Now, when, as I said it at the starting, when you started the business, there were some investors were there behind you. Okay. And when the business was doing very good, no one was having any complaint. It was going on very good. No one was questioning you, nothing was doing on. But as the it was falling down and it came down to a lowest point, then everyone start questions you that, okay, what is the reason our business is so low? Why it is not able to perform well? Okay, this is what they will ask you. So what is happening over here is you are you are at the lowest point. So now you have to give the answers to the questions like why our business is at this point, why, how it came down to this point. Some questions like this will be raised. So to get the answers to that questions, what you're going to do it is you will analyze our history. Okay, you will analyze the previous data, complete previous data of past 10 years, and you will try to get the answers to these questions. What are the decisions we made it so that our business went on well, and why our business is falling down over here? What is the reason? Okay, this is, I want to know it exactly what is going on over there. Okay, so this is actually the reasons you will find it over here. So you will go, you will study, you will do a intense study or analyze the historic data, and you will try to find the questions for this. This is called as data analysis. Analyzing the data, historic data, to get the answers to the current situation is called as data analysis. Okay, everyone is satisfied. Now they will ask you a question over here. Okay, now your business is worse today. Maybe you will be taking the little bit of measures. Now from here on, let's take it that a situation of 2030, like after 5 years, what is the situation of my business or our business? I want to know it. What's the situation of our business? Then this is 2030. Then what you are going to do? You are going to go through the previous historic data. Based on the historic data, you are going to predict the future over here. Okay, you are going to predict the future. This is called as data analytics. In simple terminology, if you analyze the historic data and getting the answers to the current situation is called as data analysis. Again, what is data analytics? You are going to analyze the same historic data. You will learn the insights and you will predict the future. What will happen to our business in next 5 years? This is called as analytics. Analysis and analytics. So if you want to define them, data analysis and data analytics. Okay, data analysis, I can say that it is a process of analyzing the historic data to find the answers to the questions for current situation, to find the answers for the current situation is called as, data analysis. I'll say that it is a process of analyzing historic data to find answers to current situation is called as. Now, again, if you look at the definition, it will say that it is a process of collection of the data, exploration of the data, cleansing of the data, and transformation of the data from which we will extract the insights through which we can take the right decision. That is what is called as analysis. That's what I did it and I split it and explained it over here. So this is all comes under the data analysis only. And if you want to put it in a brief manner, it is a process of analyzing the historic data. Historic data means you are collecting the data, you are removing the errors from the data, and you are doing the mining. That is what is historic data. And historic data to find the answers to the current situation. And it will give you the answers to the questions like why and how. Why and how over here. Okay, like this. Questions, it will give you the answers. Okay, next is there is something called as data analytics. So what is data analytics is? It is a technique through which we analyze the historic data and we predict a series of future events is called as, okay, it is a process of analyzing historic data to it is a technique. I will say that it is a technique through which historic data is analyzed. It is a process through which analyze the historic data to enhance, okay, business, to enhance performance of the business by predicting series of future events. Okay, for predicting series of future events. This is what is called as analytics. Okay, now you can consider this as data science is a combination of data analysis and also data analytics. Okay, now when it comes to the first part, let's see this. This is our first part. Let's see the first part over here. This one. Now, what is a business requirement? Now, we all know that business requirement is nothing but the client requirement. It is client requirement. Whatever the client will give us the project, that project, when we want to successfully complete that project, we will take the what is the client requirement over there. So that is what is called as business requirement. Based on the business requirement, we are going to collect the data. That is, data wrangling is, it is a process of collecting the data. It is a process of data collection. Okay, this is what. Again, this data wrangling has two process. One is the collection has the two steps. One is called as a primary, two types, primary data collection and secondary data collection. Okay, we call it as primary data collection and secondary data collection. Okay, I will explain you what is primary and what is secondary over here. Now, then afterwards, you are collecting the data. We are going to do the exploration of data. What do you mean by exploration? Means you are going to go through the data to check how much percentage of the data is relevant for us for our own process, and what is the percentage of the data which is not required or non-relevant. So whatever the non-relevant data is there, we will remove. Okay, now then afterwards we will perform the cleaning. Now here we will check the percentage of the data relevance. In other words, we are going to check. Okay, we are going to check the number of columns which are important to us and number of columns which are not important to us over here in data exploration. Okay, what is the data cleaning means? In the data, in the data level, we are going to check the errors. I will explain you these two just now, just give me. And then we are going to go through the mining process. Mining process is you will go deep down into the data and you will try to extract the knowledge out of this data. Now, whatever the knowledge we are going to get it, that is the one we are going to pass it on to the model building, model training, model testing over here. This is what we are going to do it for the next level. Okay, so first let's do it one after the other. Now, let's see this here. The data wrangling, I'm doing the data wrangling over here. Now, business requirement, you understood it. It is a client requirement. And data wrangling, we are going to go a bit deeply into the data wrangling over here. Data wrangling. Okay. So data wrangling, we know that it is a process of collecting the data, right? So data wrangling is a process of collecting the data based on the client requirement. Okay. Now this collection process, the data wrangling, the data collection can be done in two ways. Okay. Okay. First one, we call it as primary data collection. Second one, we call it as secondary data collection. First one, we will call it as primary data collection. Second one, we will call it as secondary data collection. Now, when it comes to the primary data collection, what do you mean by primary data collection? Means, see, if you take a situation, okay, when you are working with a problem statement, or we will call it as a case study. Okay, so when we are working on some unique problem statement, then that data you will not find anywhere over the internet. Okay, you will not find anywhere over internet. So in that case, you have to collect the data from the scratch. Now I will tell you first. Let me finish it off with the secondary data collection. Secondary data collection is when we are working on the common case study. Okay, when our problem statement is pretty much common. Okay, then there is a good chance that we can get a readily available data online from the online sources. Okay, that is what is called as secondary data collection. So what is the secondary data collection? We are going to collect the data we are going to use the data which is already collected by someone else as per your requirement. Okay, what is secondary data collection? So we are going to collect the data as per our requirement. Okay, so this is a common case study. It will be a common. We are going to collect the data from the over the internet or something else, and you will use it for your own project. Here, you are not going to collect the data from the scratch. Already someone else has collected. You are going to use that data from the scratch. Okay, okay, based on common case study. Case study means problem statement, guys. Common case study, okay, based on the common case study, there is a good chance of getting readily available data, okay, readily available data online. Okay, uh, online sources, I can say available data on online sources. Based on the common case study, there is a good chance of getting readily available data on online sources. Okay, from online sources, not on online, from online sources. Okay, now again, you should be very careful over here. See, when you are getting the data from online and you are using that data for your project, then you should be very, very careful of the source from where you are getting the data. Because through online, whenever you are getting the data, we are not sure that whether that is a genuine data or it is a fake data. We are not sure, 100% we are not sure. So our source from where you will collect, that makes all the difference. Okay, that source makes all the difference. So whenever you collect the data, that is, whenever you are performing the secondary data collection, the source should be very much reliable. So usually, what kind of sources you can trust it is government websites, or we can say it as news articles, online news articles, or we can go with the like electronic media or print media. Electronic media, so government websites, news articles, electronic media, print media, or we can say it as online repositories, or we can also give it as research papers, online repositories, and I can say it as social media. Online repositories means there is something called as online databases, free online databases like Kaggle. Okay, example is Kaggle. Social media, all these things. So government websites, news articles, electronic media, print media, research papers, online repositories, social media, all these things comes under this category. Okay, now the most here, see, there are some advantages are there are some disadvantages. See, what is the major advantage is, readily you are getting the data. You don't need to put on any efforts. The disadvantage is that is whether we can't validate that data. We can't, um, you know, 100% we can't trust it, this data. You are just blindly believing and moving forward with this. So that's the reason why I'm saying source makes all the difference. Okay, the source, it will make a lot of difference over here. Now, when it comes to the primary data collection, so this is based on the common case study. There is a good chance of getting readily available data from online sources. Okay, these are the online sources. But when it comes to the primary data collection, what is the primary data collection is? See, here, based on your unique problem statement or case study, based on your unique problem statement, you have to collect the data from the scratch. Okay, based on your problem statement, you have to collect the data from the scratch, as there is a very slim chances of getting the data online. Now, I will not say that we will not get the data, but there is very, very slim chances of getting relevant data. Now, sometimes it is like it is impossible to get the data. That's what is a problem it is. So I can say it as based on the problem statement, we need to collect the data from scratch. From scratch. As you won't find the data online for these problem statements, as there is a very slim chance of getting data online. So that is what. Now, what will be your approach? Now, I will explain you. I will give you a small case study so you will understand in a better way. Suppose, just take it. Now, you are living in a colony over here. This colony has like around 200 houses. Okay, it is having around 200 houses. And 200 houses means approximately, if you take 4 members in each house, okay, then it will be into 4, that is 800 people you are expected to live in those colony, in that colony. Okay, now here what will happen is, now your colony people wanted to arrange a get together party, maybe on some festival like Diwali or New Year or whatever it is. They want to arrange some get together party. Now they want to know that how many people are vegetarian and non-vegetarian, vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Okay, now they gave you this task to find out how many people are vegetarian or non-vegetarian. To you, it's your responsibility to find out what you are, vegetarian or non-vegetarian. You will be finding it out. So now where you will get this data online? Can you get this data online? Where you will find such data of your colony? How many people are online, or sorry, how many people are vegetarian, how many people are non-veg? You will not get it. This is some of the unique situations, right? So when you come across some unique case study like this, then there is no other option. You have to get into the situation and you have to start collecting the data from the scratch. There's no other way. Okay, so this is one of the small examples. There may be another situation, like if a company wanted to find out, like let's take it, there is a company is there. This company, okay, there's a company is there over here. This company name is ABC company. Let's take it. We will give it as ABC company. Okay. ABC company. Now, this company has maybe around 200 employees. Now, this company has observed that, there was a very frequently, weekly or every month, there are like around 4 to 5 people are resigning from the company. Okay. Now, that is really a triggering point, this company. They gave you a task to find out the satisfactory level of its employees. Now, where you will get this data? You may get the data for some other company, not for the ABC company. Okay. So this is, you can't believe, or you can't take the data from somewhere outside and start analyzing or putting the data for this purpose. No. So you have to collect the data over here. You have to get into the situation and we have to collect the data. So these are two of the unique case studies where we have to get into the situation and we have to collect the data. This is called as primary data collection. So what will be your approach? First thing is coordinating with them. Next is you are performing the interviews, meeting them, interviews, coordinating with them, and monitoring. You are doing a survey. You will do a research of your own. All these things will come into this picture. Okay, this is called as primary data collection. This is a secondary data collection. Okay, this is the primary data collection. This is the secondary data collection. Now, there is some advantages and disadvantages for both of them. First, if you take it primary data collection, we can say that for the primary data collection, there are some advantages and disadvantages. First one is advantage is you will get it a advantage, not advance. Advantage is you will get 100% reliable, genuine data. Okay, this data is 100% reliable. There is no question about the data because you collected it and you collected as per your requirement. So this data is 100% reliable. No doubt about that. Now, the second disadvantage is, okay, here it is a time taking process. Okay, and as now you think that there are 200 houses you have to go. Now you can't go alone 200 houses, or there are like 200 employees. You can't meet all the 200 employees and you can't get it. And at the same time, the company also wanted a pretty much quick response so that they can take the like measures to stop this resigns. Okay, so what they will be doing is, here first thing is, it is a time taking process, and it is a pretty much expensive process. How it is expensive? To perform this task quickly, we need to hire some people. Okay, we need to hire some people. This is called as, uh, like disadvantage. So first thing is, it is pretty expensive process. I can give it as expensive process. Second one is expensive process, and I can give it as time consume. Time consume. These are the two disadvantages over here. When it comes to the secondary data collection, the major advantage of this one is it is less time consuming and less expensive. Now, less expensive means you can sit at one place and you can search it and you can get the data over there. That's it. Now, the disadvantage over here is non-reliable data. Disadvantage is non-reliable data. Now, the data what you collected, we are 100% sure, we are 100% not sure that that is a genuine data. Maybe he must have just created that data also. We don't know about that. Okay, so you have to be very, very careful while selecting the source here. This is the, otherwise your entire project you will be ruined completely. So these are the two approaches. First one is primary data collection. Second one is secondary data collection under the wrangling. These are the two processes we are having. Primary data collection. Second one is secondary data collection. So again, these two are having their own advantages and disadvantages. This is our, I can say it as, now, whichever project you are, whatever the project you are doing it, this is whenever you are collecting the data, you have to go one of the process over here. Okay. This is a secondary data. Okay. Now, once you get this data, okay, once you collected the data, we have to go through the data exploration. Now, as I told you, what is the data exploration? Means you are going to inspect the data or examine the data. Now, what is the purpose of examining over here? See, now let's take it a small thing over here. See, like you are working in a, you are working on some common case study. Like for example, you got a client and your client has a product, or let's say that you have one of your friend or a colleague. Now, friend or colleague, let's take it, is a friend of yours. And maybe around 6 months back, this gentleman was doing some study or he is doing some research. What his research was, he want to find out what age group people are using which social media platform. I mean, in other words, in what age group people, which social media platform is very popular. Okay, now you can't expect that right from the 10 years old kid to the 60 years old kid, all of them will be using the same social media platform. No, that will not happen. So the people with 10 years to 15 years may be using a different platform. 15 to 25 or 30 may be using a different platform. 30 to 50 they may be using their different platform. 50 above may be using a different platform. So this is what the research was been doing. Let's take it as like 15 to 25 years people, they were using the Instagram. And there may be around, okay, let's take it as 30 till 30, 15 to 30. Now next one is like 30 to 40. Let's take it 30 to I will give it as 40. Let's take it 40 years. They may be using like YouTube. Okay, and there may be in the middle, like they have done it is 25 years to maybe around 40 years. Here they are, people are using, some of the people were using Facebook, or let's take it as 35 over here, 35 to, sorry, 35 to 50. Let's take it 50. The people are using here, I will keep it as Facebook. And here we will see it as YouTube. YouTube. And above that, there may be another like Twitter or anything like that. They were using it. Okay, now let's take it this. Now, this is the outcome of the research, what your friend has done it over here. Now, after 6 months, you got a project where your client wanted to advertise his product. Okay, he want to run the ad of the product. Okay, ad of the product which is used with the age group people of maybe I will say that 20 to 40. Okay, the age group people of 20 to 40. Okay, let's say it as 20 years to 40 years. The product is used within this age group. Maybe some cosmetic cream, male cosmetic cream or something, or female cosmetic cream, or a common cosmetic cream or something like that. This age group people will be using this product. The product is developed for this. Now, as the client wanted to advertise this one on the social media so that it can reach out to the different parts of the country. Now, what you will be doing is over here, we got this data. Okay, we got this data, but which data is more important to us? We will be looking from 20, or let's take it like 20 to 40. So we will be checking out maximum people are in which age group, people are in which social media. Let's take it like 20 to 40 means, like let's take it as 25 over here. 25 to 40 means you can say it as this is the age group which you will find it. Maximum people 20 to 40, 30 to 40. So what we will be doing is you will start advertising it over the Facebook. Clear? So you are already collected the data from your friend and you got this all data. Then what you do it, you refine the data. You refine the data as per your client age group. And then you find out that Facebook would be the ideal one. And you started advertising in the Facebook so that you can reach out to the maximum customers. Okay. So now this is, now you got the data. You are not using all the data. You are taking the data which is suitable for us. So what you are doing, you are inspecting the data, you are going through the data and trying to get the data which is suitable for us. Okay, that is what is called as exploration. Again, in this 30 to 40, I'm not going into the data to find out the errors. Maybe there may be a phone number errors, or there may be their education errors. Some errors will be there, a lot of errors. I'm not going into that errors. I'm just seeing that which data will be suitable for us. This data, and we took it. That is what is called as data exploration. Okay, what is this data exploration? It is a mechanism through which we inspect the data to find out the relevant data for our requirement. Okay, to gather the relevant data as per the requirement. It is a mechanism through which, okay, it is a mechanism through which we examine or inspect, or we can say that inspect the data. Okay, inspect the data to find relevant data as per the requirement. Our requirement. This is called as data exploration. Now, once you have done it, the data exploration, the next important step is called as data cleaning. This is the data cleaning. Now, what is this data cleaning means? See, data exploration means finding the right data. Okay, it's a process of finding the right data. And what is the data cleansing is, you are going to remove the errors from the data. Okay, there may be a lot of errors in the data. We are going to remove the errors from the data. Okay, data level errors, I can say it as. Okay, now if you ask me, what is the data cleansing? It is a process of detecting or identifying incorrect or inaccurate, identifying incorrect or inaccurate data. Okay, inaccurate data in a data set, data points in a data set is called as. Okay, now what you are going to do with them, either you will delete it or you can rectify them. So this process is called as cleansing. Now again, as I told you earlier, see, data, having the right data is very, very important. If you are having the right data, then you can say that 60% of your project is success, or you will say that it is done. Okay, so that is the importance of your collecting the relevant data. Okay, now once you collect this data, now whatever is coming down, try to understand this. First you are doing the data wrangling, and from here we are exporting the data to the data exploration over here. Once you have done the data exploration, what you are going to do, you are going to pass on that data for the next level called as data cleansing. Now that is nothing but, what is the first step will be, import the data. I will give it as import data. Okay, we are going to import the data from wrangling process. Wrangling and exploration process. First step. And once you get it, then what you are going to do, we are going to rebuild the data. What do you mean by rebuilding of the data? See, data has a data level errors. Now, normal data set is there. In that, there will be data level errors. Okay, that data level errors, identifying them and rectifying them is the process of rebuilding. So what is that? The removing of the errors from the data level errors. Removing, okay, data level errors. Okay, we are removing the data level errors, guys. Now, what is the next one after this? Now, what kind of errors will be there? There will be three types of errors will be there. One is called as like outliers. There can be something called as noisy data. There can be something called as missing values. And these are some of the errors. The outliers means the one which is out of the range. Out of the range. Okay, now noisy data means irrelevant data. Irrelevant data. Now missing value means records with missing values. Now out of the range means, you see, every data has its own range. Okay, now for example, if you take the temperature of Hyderabad, then the temperature range will be maybe around 20 to 40 or 15 to 40, not less, not more than that. This is called as a valid range. Now any data which is out of that is called as outlier. Any data which is out of that is called as outlier. Now next one is noisy data. What do you mean by noisy data? Means irrelevant data. Now you are expecting the temperature and someone has given it like cloudy day or it is a rainy day, then that will be a problematic for us. We can't do any of the aggregations of finding the average or something like that. We can't do it. So that type of data is called as irrelevant data. When it comes to the records with missing values means there are lot of records will be there where the main column will be missing over there. Main value will be missing. Then again, it will be a problem for us with that data. So we are going to remove these errors from the data, that is outliers, noisy data, missing values. Here we are going to use it, a library called as pandas. We will use it something called as pandas to perform this. Okay, now there is one more type of errors will be there. This error we call it as standardization. What do you mean by this is, see, there may be a unscaled data and then you have to standardize that data over here. For example, if you take it, if I'm giving it like 800 grams or 800, and I will say that 3 over here. In this 3, 2, if I ask you which one is bigger, then you will say that 800. Now what I will do it is 800, I will give it as grams and 3 kgs. Then which one is bigger? Then you will say this one. But my system will still think this one because it will not understand this point. My system will not understand this point. So that's the reason why it will still think that this is the one. So, this is the one it will take it because this one, it is not understandable. So what you will do it is you will scale this data to 800 grams and 3000 grams. Okay, this type of scaling is done in the standardized. Okay, now next one is I can give it as deduplication. We are doing that deduplication. What do you mean by this is we are removing the duplicate values. Okay, now we know that there are some techniques are there in the pandas. We can easily remove the duplicate values. Now then we are having a verify and enrich. What do you mean by this is usually the data is collected from my colleagues or subordinates or something like that, junior level. So when they collect it, they will put on their all efforts to get the best of the data. But what happens sometimes they may not get the high quality. So in that case, it's a duty of the senior to step in and verify the data and enrich the quality of the data by revalidating with the other sources. So from the other sources, we can revalidate. That is what happens with the verify and enrich. Okay. And then finally, once it is done, we will have a perfect error-free data. This is what, which is very much suitable for our next process of model. Okay, next process of giving to the model. So when we want to give the data to the model, then this data we will take it and give it to the model. Okay, this is my entire process of data analysis. And tomorrow, what we will do it is, first as I'm going to show you the model building. Then we are going to do the model training. This all simple steps because we will not have the data. I will show you still at least with 2 or 3 algorithms. I will show you how to build the data. And it's a very, very simple step. And once it is done, I will tell you the step how to train the models over here. Okay. And this is a very simple step. You don't know Python, you don't know the machine learning, you don't know the AI, nothing don't know, but still you will be able to understand. I can guarantee. That is how simple the AI is. Okay, so that we will be doing it tomorrow, the first task. Once we start the class, so immediately we are going to do this one first, and then after this we will jump into the Python. I will give you an overview about the Python. I will start giving you the overview, and then from Monday we will get into the mainstream of our course. Okay, and again tomorrow will be our last class of the day. So any queries, guys? Do you have any queries, please?
Uh, to cover our content of the syllabus, do you suggest any book?
um yeah, I will let you know on that, not to worry about, because I have some books which I usually refer it. Of course these all are ebooks. If you want, I can share.
Uh,
um, I-
just to precise, like the content what you are going to be cover with in line with that context, because when it is AI machine learning, it's a lot more books on different concepts. But as you are expert, right, you already read a couple of books, so that just precisely suggest us the book which is in line with what the syllabus you are going to cover, so that we will be also be not going out of the context.
Sure, sure. I will suggest you. I will list a couple of books based on the topics, and I will give it. And
Great.
if you are okay, then I can share the books which is there with me, which I already read and which is there with me. Maybe
Great.
that may be useful for you. You can take that. I don't mind in sharing that.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions, please?
Hi, Arjun.
Hey,
Yeah, so is it this class is it running from Mondays to Fridays?
yes, it will be a Monday to Friday class.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
thank you.
So tomorrow will be a last demo. From
Mm.
Monday, we will start with us. And again, like a lot of people were having a doubt that how we can coordinate with you and if there is anything. So I will create a like WhatsApp group, and once the batch is finalized, I will create a WhatsApp group. I will send you an invitation and you can join that group. And every day's notes and everything I will put it on, and you will get a Google Drive link also. There also you will find that your notes over there. And as I told you, the video access will be officially for 6 months on request on from my side. So it may get you 2 months extra. So that will be for 8 months. You can utilize the videos after completion of the course. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm stopping the session over here. Thanks a lot for your time. So let's meet tomorrow to take the things forward. Thank you very much, guys.